There's only one person here. But hi to YouTube, because this is going to go up on YouTube earlier, so until other people get here. Oh, it's George. Hey George, how's it going? So people are starting to get here. But this is going up on YouTube also, so hello to YouTube as well. I'm going to be streaming my run and also talking to people on Meerkat. So hello to everybody just joining me. Today is Charlie's birthday. Can you believe it? She's 6 years old today. So a very, very special day, and I did a great run, I guess, for her on her birthday. So I'm going to get to it. I did 5 miles today. My goal for today is to do, yeah, it's Miko. Hey Miko, how's it going? I'm doing well. How are you? Hey Dr. Reddington, thanks for the like. And restreamed this. What does that mean, Dr. Reddington? I got, so I was so upset. So on Thursday, I told everybody that I'd be uploading my running or the stream that we had talked about onto YouTube, because that's where I want to be keeping our streams and all of that for Charlie, so that there's a little bit of extra potential to get exposure for SMA. After the stream ended, I took a picture of it just because I wanted to send it to Sherry, to Charlie's mom. And then I went and I was just like looking at, because I was going to the UCaring link just to see, because some people donated, by the way, thank you very much, I'll get to that in a second. So I was just going to UCaring link, and I just sort of got lost on my phone, and then my iPad locked, and when I unlocked my iPad, the stream was gone. So I know from now on I need to save my streams immediately after I finish it, which I'll be doing now, and uploading to YouTube after that. So MePack also restreamed this. So I don't know what this restream is, Miko and Dr. Reddington. So I don't know, maybe you can fill me in on that. And Dr. Reddington, I'm doing well. Thanks, you always ask, I really appreciate it. How are you doing? How are the Netherlands? And Dr. Reddington says, Meerkat has changed this. It's called Retweet. Oh, so are we calling, now is Restream the old Retweet? So at the bottom where it'd be like and retweet, now it's like and Restream. Maybe that's what you mean. If that's the case, awesome. Thanks for the Restream. Let's see. Chili Paz, hey, I'm in St. Catharines, and it's my birthday too. Yay, you share a birthday with Charlie. That's fantastic. Happy birthday, Chili Paz. Meatpack, first time I've seen that. Oh, okay. Well, that's great. I wasn't on Meerkat this morning, so if it's a new thing that they're just starting this week, then that's fantastic. I'll have to take a look later. I was on last night, just really shortly, so I didn't see a restream last night, but I also didn't look. Yes. Okay, so thanks for the restream then. That's awesome. And Chili Paz, thanks. So today I ran 5 miles. My goal for this week is to do, I don't know how this week's going to shape up yet. So often I'll have an idea at the beginning of the week. This week I just don't know. So I wanted to get in a longer, at least one longer run this week, so I know that I have at least that under my belt. Alex Daly says, have you been to Frank's Pizza House in Toronto? I have not. Whereabouts in Toronto is it, Alex? And, man! The Meg Lee is here. Hey Meg, I missed you all weekend. Megan, you look so pretty in your blue dress. I'm so glad you ended up wearing the blue skirt and the white shirt. It looks so pretty. So the Meg Lee went to a wedding over the weekend, and we were kind of talking about what she was maybe going to wear, and she ended up wearing this really pretty outfit, and it looks so pretty because it was in the Okanagan in British Columbia. And she has this one picture, Meg, I love the picture of you with the lake. I think it's Kalmalka in the background, with the Kalmalka Lake, and because Kalmalka Lake actually means Lake of Many Colors, and it's a really vibrant, beautiful lake in the Okanagan. I think that's a lake that's in the background. It might be Okanagan Lake. But anyways, the pictures or the colors in the lake pick up the colors in Megan's dress so nicely. It's so pretty. Anyways, I love that. Megan, I miss you. I'll call you after. Hey Libs, 5 miles. Good work, buds. Thanks, Meg. And Dr. Reddington, it makes the internet page and app say the same thing. I think that's for the Restream. Meg, maybe you can tell us what Restream is. I don't know. People are saying that Restream is now Retweet, or Retweet is now Restream. I have no idea what Restream is. Anyways, Chang, thanks so much for the like and Restream. So I guess that's the new retweet. Hi Chang, how are you? Megli, hey Miko, thanks for the donation tonight. You've given so much, I cannot thank you enough. Miko has such a generous heart, doesn't he, Megan? Thanks, Miko. Thanks all around for everything. Chili Pez. Vesuvio Pizza is a great Toronto restaurant, and they delivered. They're in the Junction. Oh, I'm fairly close to the Junction. Junction's a really cool area in Toronto. Ton Blikarma is saying hi to Miko. And Miko, you're welcome, Meg. Smiley face. And Lewis Kokomo. How's it going, Lewis? Thanks so much for the like. And Dr. Reddington. Retweet became restream. Okay. There we go. So retweet is now restream. So thanks for the restream, everybody who's restreamed. And hey, Miko. Or hey, Lewis. I mean, sorry. Lewis Kokomo. Okay, so I'm going to get to the run. Miko, when you suggested that well, first of all, I put a bit.ly link up here. Thank you so much to everybody who introduced me to bit.ly. Libs, don't forget to catch this. I know. So Meg, I don't know if you were here just at the very beginning, but I told everybody about my my gaffe on not saving the stream. So after I realized I didn't save it, I called Megan frantically, being like, Megan, guess what I did? I'm so upset, and I really wanted to save it. I was just really upset because I think that we had a lot of really great comments on Thursday, and I was just really upset to not have that saved. So let me just see. Just try and pop this up now. So I figured out the bit.ly link. So for those of you just joining me, I'm running a 10-kilometer race on July 26th. I'm raising awareness for spinal muscular atrophy, which is a genetic disorder that affects a little friend of mine. Her name's Charlie Ann. I'll show you some pictures and some video later. Her mom sent me some new video over the weekend, and it's really cute. So you guys are going to want to stick around for that. I'll play it as soon as I get into the run. And I'm also raising funds for the run, so anything donated, and thank you so much to everybody who's donated so far. And I've got a couple new people to talk about who donated after Thursday's run and also over the weekend. So I'll get to that again once I get my run set up. I don't know why it's not coming up. Yes, import all. So just 1 second. So today, today I ran 5 miles, and I've got 2 videos. So one is about, it looks like 29 minutes, and the other one is going to be the duration of the 5 miles. My goal this week is to run 3 to 4 miles of hill tomorrow. I might take a break and do some cross training on Wednesday. And then Thursday to run another fast 5 mile. Today turned into a fast 5 mile. I didn't expect it to be a fast 5 mile. And then run a slow 6 mile, which will be the first time that I run 6 miles on Friday. So we'll see how it goes. My knee's been pretty sore over the past little while, so it's just been tender. So I'm gonna take it easy, but we'll see. And let's see. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch. So Meg says, Libby, don't forget to catch this. Okay, thank you so much, Meg. And Chang, the Meg Lee, haven't seen you stream. Meg, how have you been doing? I know, Meg, we all miss you. When are you going to be painting? Meg, how's the pink giraffe coming, by the way? For those of you who haven't seen Megan stream, she's on the leaderboard. She's a really just great A human being all around, but she's making a beautiful baby giraffe painting right now with proceeds from the sale of her collection going to charity. So the Meg Lee, watch your stream. Timmy Cohen, hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for the like and restream, Timmy. And Meg Lee, hey Chang, I'm doing okay. I've been busy for the past week, so I haven't been able to stream much. And she was away for the weekend, so she probably wouldn't have been streaming over the weekend. Dr. Reddington, there's also a web page with Meerkat streams. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Dr. Reddington, thanks. And Tony, with what you're wearing, you remind me of a cave girl. A cave girl? I'm wearing like little kitty cats with little bows on their neck. This is actually a shirt my sister gave me. Let's see. George, there's a Frank's Pizza House. Oh, is there in Toronto? I think I've seen Frank's Pizza House. I think I might have even had Frank's Pizza. I just can't really remember where. And Chris, how's it going? Nice to see you, Chris. And thanks for the restream and the like, Chris. Always nice to see you. And the Megley. Crazy. Tony, it's a flouncy cat print blouse. Flouncy cat print blouse. Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Meg. Okay, so we're going to get to the run, and then I'll play you some videos, and then I'll show you where you can go to wish Charlie a happy birthday. And also, Did I already mention the bit.ly link? So I figured out how to do the bit.ly. Thank you, Miko, and everybody else who taught me how to do that. So I do have a shortened link up here. It will take you to a Eucarian site if anybody would like to donate, with proceeds going to SMA research. Libs, I've got... Okay.
What are we doing today?
Megs are going to physio. Okay, yeah. Call me after physio, Meg. I'll be around, okay? I love you, Meg. Miss you.
Wednesday I might rest, do some yoga, or I don't know, maybe even elliptical or something, or some weights. I'd like to do some weights for my arms or something. Thursday, maybe another 5 miles at a little bit of a faster speed, and on Friday I'd like to do a slow 6 miles. That's what I'd like to do this week. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to. So, anyways, I'm walking 6.5 miles. They took a couple emails to respond to, so maybe a little bit more.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a warm-up now. That's sort of me just setting out my goals for the week, which is pretty much just what I said to you. And my goal for this run was actually to do, to run intervals, so 7 minutes at 6.2 pace, and then 1 minute at 5.8 miles an hour to recover, and then up to 6.2 again. I think this is the second time I've ran 5 miles. The first time might have been at the end of last week. I might have got my days mixed up, so if I've ran 5 miles before this, somebody let me know. But I think this is the second time I ran 5 miles. So I wanted to sort of just take it easy. I didn't end up doing that because I ended up feeling really good. I had a little bit of a muscle spasm on my right shin at about around minute 15 or so. So on my first rest interval, I just kind of bumped it down to 5.8 and stayed there for maybe about 3 to 4 minutes and just stretched it out for a little bit. You'll see me stretching it out just because my front shin muscle was starting to seize. But then when I went down to the slower pace, my muscles relaxed a little bit and I was able to come back up to a faster pace in about 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes of running, after running the slower pace. And then after that, though, I just felt really good. So instead of running at a top speed of 6.2, then I went to 6.5, and then that felt good, so then I went to 6.7 with a 1 minute rest sort of in between those two. And then for my last interval at 6.7, that felt really good, so I went to 7. And then that felt really good, so I went to 7.2. And I think I ended up running at 8 miles an hour, 8.0 miles an hour at the very end of it, which is fast for me, especially coming off of 5 miles, which is a longer distance than I've been running. So, I mean, I had a really great run today. I feel good. I might be sore tomorrow. But, I mean, I feel good. My knees feel good, which is the main thing that I'm just sort of always conscious of. So that's going to be my run. I'm just going to sort of get into it. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to read some comments, and then I'm going to play some video of Charlie because I have some new material. So if anybody's needing a bit of a Charlie fix, you're going to get some new stuff. So Here, let's see. Meg Lee. So Meg's gone to physio. Crazy Tony. Cat Top. I hope you're not a crazy cat lady. I actually really am not a big fan of cats. Like I said, the shirt came from my sister, and she was a huge cat fan. Absolutely love cats. So, and I'm a big dog person, and that was sort of the thing that we always talked about, because she's, we're quite different. I'm probably running at 5.5 right now just to warm up. We're quite different in a lot of ways, and that was just like one more example of how we're so different. I like dogs, she likes cats. I have darker hair. I mean, it's lighter right now, but it's naturally darker. She has red hair. I'll talk about that just in a little bit, because Charlie has red hair too. So anyways, not a big cat fan. Cats are cute sometimes, in small doses. Chris, I'm good. I'm glad you're doing well. And Dr. Reddington says to Meg, hello Meg, how is the painting going? And Alex Daly, why don't you do street running? I don't do street running. Well, I mean, for one, because I'm recording it, but that's not the main reason. I wouldn't do it anyways. I find street running a lot more difficult than treadmill running. So you would think that if I need to take my training up a little bit, I should be doing, like, street running is exactly what I should be doing. But I'm not. Also because I'm a little bit lazy. Like, I love to run fast, and I love to try and push myself with the further distances. However, if it's possible to run slower, I absolutely will. And I don't have sort of one of those fancy watches that tells you exactly how fast you're going. And I know that this is weird, but I don't trust my phone when it tells me the distance and the speed I'm going. I download the Nike Plus app or whatever that clocks your speed. I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not good enough that it will make me run faster. So I like running on a treadmill because I know exactly how fast I'm running at any given point. And also, treadmill's great for doing hills, but I should be doing some outside training, and I'll have to do some outside running just because I'm going to be running the 10-kilometer outside. So it just sort of makes sense. And Dr. Reddington, I like cats too. Oh, you and my sister get along then. Yeah, cats are bad animals often. And Alex Daily TV, you would wear out your knees with the treadmill. Oh, no kidding. See, I always felt like, I guess it's because there aren't any trails around, like directly surrounding where I live. I could always drive maybe 10 minutes to a trail and then park my car and go for a run, but that's not something that I typically do. I'd probably just head out the front door and hit the pavement. And I find running on pavement is kind of hard on my knees. On times when I have ran outside, I can normally just run on the grass, because often there'll be a ledge of grass next to any sidewalk. So I try to run on the grass, and that helps. I don't know what I'm doing there. I think, let's just see where I am. I'm probably getting up to 6.2 right now. I try to run on the grass, and I find that helps. But I actually find the treadmill has more give than the pavement. But I don't know. I'll have to look into that on TV. And Dr. Rain, cats are independent animals. I know, sometimes too independent. I guess that's my problem, is that I like to sort of maul animals. That's part of the reason why maybe I shouldn't be allowed them all the time, because I just want to squeeze them and love them and hug them all the time. And cats obviously don't like that. Dr. Reddington, let them do their thing and they will love you. I know, and that's just contrary to my nature. I want to be like petting them and hugging them and squeezing them all the time. So they don't really like me. Mr. Armando, maybe. Proper running shoes are vital. Absolutely. These shoes I picked up, so I used to have a pair of Acers, and I wore Acer for quite a while, and they worked well for me for running shoes. But then once those ones are sort of, the tread on them is starting to go. I've had them for a while. And I wanted a pair of shoes that I could just wear out and look cute. I know that's bad, so these are Adidas little pink shoes. I got them to be a cross between a shoe that I could run in and also a shoe that I thought looked cute. Because I always felt like my Acers look kind of, I don't know, they're good running shoes, but they aren't shoes you can wear out. Ideally, I would have a pair of cute shoes and a pair of cute running shoes and a pair of proper running shoes. These aren't. So yeah, absolutely. I agree with you though, Mr. Armando. And Chris, I'm really happy to see you, Chris. Always happy to see you too, Chris. Cat, hashtag Libby always forever. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so I'm going to play some video of Charlie. So today is Charlie's birthday, 6 years old. So Charlie was born with spinal muscular atrophy, and it's SMA type 1. A couple of you who've been here for my previous streams will know the difference between SMA type 1, 2, 3, and 4. SMA type 1 is the most severe form of SMA, and it's diagnosed earliest in a baby. So Charlie was diagnosed at 6 months of age, and at 6 months of age, she was given only 6 months to live. So she just turned 6 years old today. So today is her birthday. I'm absolutely going to tell you where to go to wish her a happy birthday, because I know for those of you who don't know Charlie yet, after watching a couple of videos, you're going to absolutely have fallen in love with her. So without further ado, here's her first video. So I actually haven't had a chance to really watch these. I sort of watched and listened to them when I was on the go. I think Siri just talked to me. I fight with Siri a lot. So I'm not entirely sure. Majid's here. Hey Majid, thanks for the like. So here, I'll play these. I'm going to make sure that the volume's way down on this. And I'm actually just going to go close that door just because I can hear. I've got my screen door just because the volume's a little low. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. Okay, here we go.
My turn? What do you want?
Get a nice big screen. Okay, so here's Charlie, and this is Charlie when she was out on, I think it was Friday, they sent this to me. So this would have been Friday.
My turn? What do you want? On a ride? Is it too fast? Woohoo!
So that was Charlie on a merry-go-round. I'll play it one more time. Gav Simi, thanks for the restream. I have to get used to saying restream versus retweet. Majid, hey Libby, I miss you so much. Hey Majid, I know I was gone sort of all weekend. I didn't do any streams on Friday and not over the weekend. So thanks for the restream, Majid. So this is Charlie. So this is Charlie at the park. I'll play it one more time. She's just on the merry-go-round. Let's see, make sure my volume. Yeah, my volume's all the way up.
My turn? What do you want? On a ride? Is it too fast?
You can hear her kind of giggling in the back. So that's her on a merry-go-round. And then here, this one's really cute. This is just Sherry and Charlie. So Sherry's Charlie's mom, and this is the two of them in bed on, I think, Friday morning as well. These are both from Friday. Let's see.
Okay, Charlie. Before I leave, can you tell me 3 nice things you love about me? Okay. Number 1. You love me? Okay, love that one. I love you. Number 2. Pardon me? Carrots? I'm cute? Oh, thank you. And what's number 3? You love me most? Aww. Ditto. I love you too. What's number 4? You love me a lot? Leave you alone? Aww.
So that's Charlie telling her mom. So her mom was going, and before she goes, she said, can you tell me 3 nice things that you like about me? And so for those of you who've met Charlie before through video, you'll know that she has spinal muscular atrophy, and what SMA does is it makes your muscles really weak. It is terminal illness. It's the #1 genetic killer of babies under the age of 2 years old. And it's also degenerative, meaning that it gets worse with age. So Charlie, sorry, I missed something here. Awen. Hey Awen, how's it going? Good morning, Lady Libby, the charming chef. So I do some cooking streams, and I'm going to be cooking a salad later this evening for anybody who's still around and wants to tune in. Probably in about 3 hours I'll do that, 2 or 3 hours. Meerkat is always great with your presence. Oh, that's sweet. Awen, sorry. Much love and respect on a whole bunch of little emojis. And Majid, she is beautiful, I know it. And Majid put the little emoji with the heart eyes and the little blowing a kiss. So that's cute, Majid. Thank you so much for that. And Awen, she's the greatest fighter of all. Absolutely. And I actually have to post. So today's Charlie's birthday. And I just want to say one thing about SMA. It makes all of your muscles really weak. So Charlie can't actually move herself by herself. So she depends on her mom or her dad or her caregiver, her nurse when she has one, to move her completely. So the muscles in her neck, for example, are very weak, and so she can't hold her head up. And likewise, SMA affects the muscles in your jaw as well as your tongue. So the muscles that you would use to form words. SMA does not affect your mind or your brain. And Charlie is an absolutely brilliant little kid. And she's hilarious. I have to play this for you first. So this is Charlie. This is Charlie. I know a few of you have seen this one, but it's probably my favorite. So a couple weeks ago, Charlie's favorite thing to say was, "For crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit?" And I'll play the video of her saying that. And in this video, though, what you'll see is Charlie. So here's one second. I don't think I actually say anything here, but my shin sort of started to seize up and got tight, so I'm trying to like shake it out. It was tight for a while before I did this. I was really hoping that it would loosen up. It eventually did loosen up. I just slowed down a little bit and just sort of ran through it. I've had my shin do this before where it totally seizes up and I have to stop running. And then at that point I'll switch either to the elliptical or I'll just walk on a steep incline. If I can't run it out, here I was able to run it out and just sort of push through it. So anyways, I just reduced my speed and then I end up popping my speed up again. So anyways, I'll just turn this down. I think, I don't know exactly where I am, but I think I'm about like 1 mile 0.67 or something like that. So because SMA affects the muscles that you use to form words, though, it just takes a bit of an ear to catch what she's saying. But you'll notice that her head is sort of over like this in the video, and that's because, like I was saying, SMA makes all of your muscles very weak, including the muscles in your neck which support your head. So you'll see her neck is kind of like this, and you'll also see that she's got these very vibrant eyes, because even though she can't move her muscles, she can really move her eyes. So she does interact with people quite often with her eyes. Alex Daly, does that happen if the mother has a baby at an older age, or can it happen at any age? That's a really good question, Alex Daly. It can actually happen at any age. So what SMA is a recessive genetic disorder, meaning that both parents need to be carriers of the gene. I'm going to answer that question in more detail right after I play this. So I'm just going to play just because I'm on this video now, and then I'm going to...
Your new favorite saying is?
And then I'm going to find something that answers that question just perfectly, Alex. So, okay, so here's Charlie asking everyone, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit?
Good, Charlie. Can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
And I'm going to play it just one more time, just because...
Good, Charlie. Can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
So I played it twice just because that way you can, the first time it's a little bit difficult maybe to hear what she's saying if you're not used to the way she speaks. But the second time around, I can always pick it up right away. Like if I don't get it the first time, I can get it the second time. So as far as Alex Daly's question, so here's a really good little illustration on how somebody gets SMA. So to recap, SMA is the #1 genetic killer of children under the age of 2 years old. There's currently no cure for it, and it is not tested during prenatal, sorry, I'm finding I have to bend down a lot. Let me just take my shoes off. There we go, that's better. It's currently not tested during prenatal care. So it's a recessive gene, meaning that both parents need to be carriers of the gene. However, that's also not enough. So when you have two parents who are carriers of the gene, one of three things can happen. Either there's a, let me just see. There's a 25% chance when both parents are carriers of the gene that you'll get a baby who has symptoms of SMA. There is a 50% chance that the baby will be a carrier of the gene, however, doesn't have symptoms of SMA. And there's a 25% chance that there will be no SMA gene present and, of course, no symptoms. So here's a little, I think it's a pretty good little cartoon that sort of sums it up. So I'll just read it. So it says, this is SMA, boy meets girl. And this is our story. So for two people that meet. So in this one, it asks, are you 1 in 40? So there's a 1 in 40 chance that you're going to be a carrier of the SMA gene. So what are the chances that you and your partner are carrying the SMA gene? So it says here 1 in 40, or nearly 175 million people globally unknowingly carry the SMA gene. So that's a 25% chance that when you have two parents who carry the SMA gene, that you'll be a carrier, or sorry, it's a 50% chance you'll be a carrier, but you won't have any symptoms of SMA at all. So you're an unknowing carrier. So, and then they just show an illustration here. You know, people in a bar, and you know, if you think about the capacity of a bar or nightclub, 1 in 40 of those people, on average, are unknowingly or knowingly carrying the SMA gene without symptoms. And then just says here, little dinner date down there. Our friends are going on a dinner date. And then most have no family history of SMA and no signs during pregnancy. So as far as the, I am raising money for spinal muscular atrophy research, and I have a bit.ly. Can somebody correct me if I'm not saying that right? It's the shortened form of www.link. So I have a bit.ly link up here in the corner for anybody who would like to donate. And I've got a whole bunch of people to thank in a little bit, and also some people to sort of track down because I haven't been able to find them on Twitter. It's people often will use different Twitter handles and their actual names. So I have a couple of people to see if they're out there. But I do have a link, and if you do donate on that website, please just put so-and-so from Twitter or your Twitter handle so that I can actually come and thank you. Because I really won't, unless of course you want to donate anonymously, which is of course fine, but I would really like to have the opportunity to thank you personally and track you down. So please just say, you know, for Libby in the comments, or from Meerkat Stream, and then your handle would be really great, because that way I can thank you personally. And then, let's see, so these, now our little friends who are unknowingly carrying the SMA gene are getting married. Here. And so that's the other thing that I started to say, and then I got sidetracked, is that for the people who are unknowingly carrying the SMA gene, there isn't currently family history in your medical chart regarding SMA. So for example, if I went to my doctor, there would most likely be a history of diabetes, if that ran in my family, or some other genetic diseases. However, there would not be, if I had a family history of SMA, that wouldn't show up in my history. And I think that that's something, especially at the family planning stage for people who are of childbearing years, should sort of have that information so that they can, you know, whether if they're going to make a decision based on that is a very personal choice. However, just having that information I think is very relevant, especially at the family planning stage. And then the other stage is also the funding going to children who are born with SMA. and people who develop SMA later on in life, having those resources there, because SMA is a very high needs disease. Charlie can't move her body, and she can't move, she can't, I know I keep using this example, but to me this just seems like the most incredible example of how difficult it can be to live with SMA, is if you consider how many times you would roll over or change position in the evening, at night when you sleep. Charlie depends on whoever her caregiver is to turn her all of those times. So it's a very high needs disease, and having that funding there for people once they have SMA, I think is very important. So in our example, both people are carriers of the SMA gene right here, and it says there's a 25% chance of having a baby who has symptoms of SMA when both you and your partner are carriers. And let's see, SMA is degenerative, meaning that it gets worse over time. So Charlie was diagnosed with SMA when she was 6 months old, and at that point she was given only 6 months to live. Now, today is her birthday, and I'll show you where you can go to wish her a happy birthday in just a moment. But it's easy to trick yourself into thinking that Charlie's getting better, when in fact she is not getting better, and she won't get better. With each birthday that ticks by, and we celebrate sort of her monthly birthdays also, with each month even that ticks by, you go, oh, well, maybe she's getting better, and oh, maybe she's getting stronger, because that's what we're used to thinking, that if you work your muscles, you can make them stronger. But that's not the case with people with SMA. It is degenerative, and it is a terminal illness. Charlie's friend Florence, who's just a couple months younger than Charlie, had SMA, and Florence passed away on May 9th due to complications with a common cold. A common cold is very dangerous for people with SMA because, as I was mentioning earlier, SMA affects the muscles in your jaw. It also affects your muscles for swallowing, in your chest for coughing, and it also affects your digestive muscles. So, for example, you can't cough to clear any phlegm from your throat that would naturally just build up as your body fights a cold. So each time somebody with SMA has a cold, they are going to be in the hospital for that time. And Charlie's been in the hospital for 3 weeks. I'm sure she's been in the hospital for more than that. But I can recall just recently, Charlie was in the Children's Hospital in Vancouver for 3 weeks at a time due to just a common cold. And it's always very scary whenever she's in the hospital, and for good reason, as we know, Florence just passed away on May 9th. So it is a terminal illness, and there is no treatment for it and no cure. So it says here, just back to our little diagram, 1 in 40 people unknowingly carry the SMA gene. And then if you and your partner are carriers of the SMA gene, every pregnancy, every single pregnancy, that's in big letters, has a 25% chance of producing a child with a terminal disease, spinal muscular atrophy. So here, this just shows, so this sort of shows, just going back to Alex Daily TV's, just back to your question of how do you get SMA? Is it more prevalent in women who are older when they conceive? No, it's not. It is, it really is a 1 in 4 chance, a 1 in 4 chance, a 25% chance that your baby will have SMA. So here's a really good illustration. So here's a dad who's a carrier and a mom who's a carrier of the SMA gene, whether they know it or not. So there is a 25% chance that your baby will be born with SMA, like Charlie was. There's a 50% chance that your baby will be a carrier, like the mom and the dad. So these two could potentially have no symptoms, and most likely have no symptoms, and maybe even don't know. So Charlie's parents had no idea that they carried the SMA gene before they had Charlie. So there's a 50% chance of a carrier, and a 25% chance that your baby's unaffected, meaning is not a carrier of the SMA gene and obviously does not have any symptoms. So it asks, what can you do? So you can get tested. Oh, this is me. Okay. Sorry, I don't know how long it was like that. I hope not very long. I think that I just saw myself running. So this would have been at about the, I'll say where I am actually in the next one. So because I can only record so much at a time with the camera, I have to do 2 when I do these longer runs. So now this is run number 2, and I'll just turn the volume up just while I get going, and then I'll hop into playing a couple more videos of Charlie and talking a little bit more about SMA. Let's see.
Hi again. So 2.71 miles, 28 minutes, 45 seconds. Running at 6.2. Part 2 of the video. My timer just ended a 7-minute interval. I don't need a break right now. So I'm going to keep running 6.2. I'll probably walk it up to 6.5 for the duration of the 7 minutes once I get my earphones back in. So 2.76 miles. Just over 2 miles left. 29 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, so now I'm running. So I initially thought, I'm at 2.76 miles right now. I initially thought, and 29 and some odd minutes, I initially thought that I'd be running at 6.2 miles an hour for the 5 miles that I'm running with for 7 minutes with a 1-minute recovery of 5.8 miles an hour. I felt good. I had some problems at the beginning just with my shin seizing up a little bit, but once I ran through that, I slowed down and that let my muscles relax a little bit. And once I ran through that, I felt really good. So I went up, instead of taking a break here, because it would have been my break interval, I had a bit of a break anyways, just because I switched my camera over. So I didn't actually take a slower break. And then from here, instead of running 6.2, I go up to 6.5. And I think I go up to 6.7. If you see me put my hands up like 6.7, I'm going up to 6.7. And then I think I run at 7.0. Anyways, I get going pretty fast at the end. So anyways, I hope that answers your question, Alex Daly, and that's a very good question just on how do you get SMA. So it's not from women who conceive when they're older. It is it's a recessive genetic disorder. It is terminal, and it's also degenerative. So let's put a face to that, though. So today's Charlie's birthday. For those of you who haven't met Charlie, she is the daughter of my longtime friend Sherry, and she was diagnosed with SMA at 6 months of age, and at that point she was given only 6 months to live. She's 6 years old today. It's her birthday. If anybody wants to go and wish Charlie a happy birthday, there is the Charlie's Angels Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook and search Charlie's Angels, she's there. And then this little girl in the picture, that's her friend Florence that I was telling you about. And Florence passed away on May 9th. Florence had SMA and she passed away due to complications with a common cold, which is very dangerous for babies and people with SMA. So here it is. So Charlie's Angels, and so you can see Florence Marigold is her name, and that's just the banner right now in memory of Florence. And so here's Sherry's. Let's see, I have a couple comments. I'm going to read this in a little bit. Ilya, Libby, when are you cooking again? I'm going to be cooking in a couple hours, so if anybody wants to tune in, we're making roasted chickpea and sweet potato salad. It should be yummy. Majid, wait, this is apt like a date. Okay, Majid. Dr. Reddington, genetic screening is really invasive, even though it can help people a lot. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot, and that let's see, I just sped up. I don't know what I'm running right now, but I'm using 2 hands, so probably 6.7. How dangerous is a virus like smallpox for Charlie? Smallpox would, I mean, I'm not a doctor, I can't say, but if you can imagine that a cold, how dangerous just a common cold is, smallpox would be just devastating, I can imagine. So I'll read a little bit about SMA type 1. Actually, I'm gonna read you something from Sherry, Charlie's mom's Facebook post on the Charlie's Angels webpage. And if anybody wants to go and wish her happy birthday, I'm sure she would absolutely love it. So, you know, happy birthday, maybe hashtag Meerkat, just so that we know that it came from everybody in the Meerkat family. But so Charlie's Angels webpage is where to wish her a happy birthday. And also, if you want to donate any money towards the run and SMA research, as well as support for families who have loved ones affected by SMA, I have a bit.ly link right up here. So, and Alex Scary, yeah, absolutely, Alex Daly Scary. So here's a picture of Charlie when she was just born, and I remember the day that Charlie was born. Sherry and Matt, my friends who are their parents, were just getting a new fireplace put in. So, and because Charlie was being born at the hospital, and they were both at the hospital, I was sort of staying at their place and overseeing the people who were doing the fireplace. And then right after it was done, I went straight to the hospital to meet Charlie, and she was sort of the first baby that one of my close friends had. So she was really special to me, and she is really special to me, just because she's the first baby that I've really had a chance to get to know. So here's her when she was just born, and here's her mom, proud mommy Sherry. She's just so little. And then Sherry has a really wonderful way with words. If anybody's interested in learning more about Sherry's experience raising her daughter with SMA, Sherry has a blog called Sweet Charlieanne O'Mine. It's www.sweetcharlieanneomine.blogspot.ca. And it's really, she just has a really great way with words. I think that she really just captures the essence of, you know, how she's feeling and different experiences that she has, both positive and challenging. And Dr. Reddington says, that's a cute picture. Yes, it sure is. I know, I love it. It's very precious. She looks so, to me, Charlie just looks so young. And I feel like one of those people, you know, when you're little, and you see people you haven't seen in a while, and as you're growing, and they're always, oh, you're getting so big, look at you, stop growing. I have turned into that person, because I can't believe Charlie's 6 years old. It feels like, I can still remember so vividly the day she was born, and going and seeing her for the first time in the hospital, and all I could think of was she has this red hair. Her dad has red hair. Her mom has obviously very dark hair. And I just saw all of this red hair, and my younger sister has red hair. And all I could think of was, red hair like Carly, that's so cool. I just loved it. I just loved the fact that the first baby that I sort of knew, I had an affinity for already, just because she had red hair, and I have a soft spot for people with red hair. Okay. So this is Sherry's post about Charlie. 6 years ago, I became a mom to this perfect kid. I still remember every detail vividly. My fast and furious labor, how when she was born, Matt told me, quote, she has a lot of hair, but it's not black, because Sherry's hair is black, end quote. And the absolute shock and instant pure love I felt when I was past my teeny tiny redhead. Let's turn this down so I'm not yelling over it. I kept asking my midwife to weigh her. That wee girl came from me? I remember how I was so exhausted. I picked Charlie up, brought her to a little couch in my hospital room, and we instantly passed out for 6 hours. And when I woke up, the nurse asked, so, how many times did you feed her last night? And I gasped and said, nobody told me I was supposed to feed her. My first dose of mom guilt. Oh, how much we've learned since then. I am so proud of how far my girl has come and all the odds she's beaten. She chooses happiness and humor to get her through it all. She is a little ham who loves to be the center of attention, whose main goal is to make you laugh. She loves the Muppets, Latin music, maps, and countries and their flags and all of the different kinds of accents. She loves to say footy in her English accent, and when she was recently brought to Children's Hospital via ambulance, she heard a hint of a Spanish accent from the ER doc, and those eyebrows went up, and she exclaimed, "Muy bien, excelente," all while so sick. She just puts up with so much and always makes the best of a bad time. We all have a lot to learn from Charlie. Thank God for her, perfect her. Happy 6th birthday, Charlie. So, I mean, that is just absolutely Charlie. So to hear a bit, and one of Charlie's uncles is Uncle Ivan, and Ivan is Mexican, so he has a really great Spanish accent. So she probably is quite used to hearing that accent. But for her, you know, when she's so sick and going into the ER and having the ER doctor with a little bit of an accent and like eyebrows shooting up because she has such an expressive face and muy bien, excelente. She's so funny. Let me play another video of her. So, oh, here's Charlie and her dad. And she's just so little. She's maybe about 6 months old there. Under a year, I would say, and that's her dad. Happy Father's Day, Matt, yesterday, by the way. Oh, and here's Charlie with her Muppets. She loves her Muppets. I think I've been calling them Fraggle Rocks. I think they're actually Muppets. I don't know. I'm not up on my kid pop culture. Alex Daly. Is this their first baby? Yes, this is their first and only baby. So she's 6 years old. And this is her, so I think I've told stories for those of you who've been here before. I've told stories about how Charlie was just always, to this day, she's just one of the happiest kids. But when she was a baby, she was just the happiest baby. And when I think of her as a baby, this is exactly how I think of her. Because she was always smiling, always. And before she was diagnosed with SMA, so before she was 6 months old, Sherry used to say, my baby's so laid back. I can just, you know, because SMA, Charlie was born with it. However, she wasn't diagnosed until she was 6 months because she didn't start to miss milestones until she was maybe a little bit older. And I mean, I think Sherry always knew, and when she talks about it, she says she always knew there was something wrong with her. But as a first-time mother, sometimes you just, you know, say to yourself, oh, I'm just being paranoid or this and that. And it was when Charlie really started to miss milestones, especially compared to her peers who were the same age, that Sherry started to get very, you know, think that there was something unfortunately behind her, just general nervousness about Charlie's development. But before that happened, Sherry used to put her on the couch and Charlie would just sort of sit there on the couch and she'd have this big smile on her face. And this is exactly what she looked like. I know I've told that story a couple times. So for those of you who've heard that story before, I'm glad that they posted this picture because this is exactly what I remember. Charlie as a baby with that big smile. That smile was just plastered on her face all the time. And I mean, now here she is. Big smile no matter what. Just the happiest baby. And now she's 6. I don't know where the time went. Let's see. Dr. Reddington. Those are not Muppets. Those are Fraggles. Okay. I don't know the difference between Fraggles and Muppets, so I'm going to have to Google this. I know that she likes Muppets. I'm pretty sure that she likes Fraggle Rocks too. So, Dr. Reddington, I'm glad you know the difference of between your Fraggle Rock and Muppets. And Alex Davey, yes, I'd be afraid to have any more. Exactly. Now there are different ways to conceive when you know that you and your partner are carriers of the SMA gene. That involves, you know, a doctor and screening out embryo that carry the SMA gene, and then I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but then being implanted with a fertilized egg that is free of the SMA gene. So there is a way to do it, Alex Daly, but again, that's at an added expense, and it's one of those things that, you know, it's a personal, if you want to conceive that way, it's a very personal choice. So let's see here. So I'm just going to play this one just for people who weren't here earlier. So this is Sherry. So this is Sherry asking Charlie to say her favorite saying, which is, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? I'll play it twice just so you can get an ear for her speech. SMA affects the muscles in your jaw and in your tongue, so the muscles that you use to form words. So although SMA absolutely does not affect your mind, and Charlie is incredibly bright and hilarious, it does affect the muscles that form speech. So it just takes a little bit to hear it. So I'm going to play it twice.
Okay, Charlie, can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
Play one
Hey,
more.
Charlie, can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
So that's a little ham. I'm going to read a little bit about spinal muscular atrophy type 1. Looks like I'm running faster. I know that I got up to 7.0 I'm running right now. 7.0, which is fast. 7.0 would be fast for me to be running at a 3 or 4 mile distance. 7.0 is really fast for me, especially at this 5 mile distance. I'm pretty sure that this is the second time that I've ran 5 miles. So I was quite happy with myself and with my body for being able to tackle the speed. So Charlie was born with SMA type 1, and SMA type 1 is the most severe type of spinal muscular atrophy. And before I do that, I do just want to ask, because first of all, I want to thank Joshua Wu. And Joshua Wu, if you're there, if you're listening, thank you for your very generous donation. I have a bit.ly link right here. I'm raising awareness for SMA while I'm running. For those of you, I haven't done a very good job today because there's a lot to talk about with Charlie's birthday. And we've got a lot of cute video of Charlie to show. But I am training in the background here to run a 10 kilometer run on July 26th with proceeds that I raise. So I am raising money. Proceeds are going to SMA research as well as the families who are affected by SMA. So I do have a bit.ly link at the top there, and it'll take you if anybody's interested in donating. And I do want to thank Joshua Wu. Joshua, I looked for you on Twitter. For some reason, I couldn't find your name attached to a Twitter handle. So if you're there, please let me know. And please let me know who you are. I'm going to sort of be in my next couple videos. I don't know what I'm running. I'm running faster. I end up running 8.0. So maybe I'll just start put this up in the background. I'm just about done my run. But thank you, Joshua. Thank you also to everybody else who's donated. I'm absolutely blown away and astounded by the very positive support, not only for everybody being here. There's 63 people in the room right now. Absolutely amazing that I have the opportunity to share what I learned about SMA in the process with everybody here. And I'm so thankful to Meerkat because I don't know where else I would have the platform. 7.7 right now, or 7.5. One of. I finished really strong this 5 miles. I'm quite proud of myself for this. So I'm so thankful to Meerkat for allowing me this platform to share something that means a lot to me with everybody here. And I'm so grateful that everybody here is spending their time with me, learning a little bit, asking questions. And every question that you ask that I don't know the answer to also helps me stretch and learn, because then I can go find the answer and share it with you on my next stream. So I really appreciate all of your questions and all of your input. So thank you so much for being here. And if anybody does want to donate, again, the bit.ly link is right there. Also, Marnie Mitchell, my goodness, thank you so much. Again, I tried to put you into Twitter and I couldn't find you. So Marnie, if you're listening, either if you want to stay anonymous, that's fine. I mean, your name is here. 7. I'm running at 8.0. So it's 4.83 miles now. I'm just going to turn this down because I just run at 8 for the rest of it. So 4.83 miles, and then I start running at 8 miles an hour, which is very fast for what I've been running to date. So, and this is the very end of my 5 mile run. So I'm very happy I had that extra kick in me, and also my joints felt okay and everything. Some of you had mentioned, the importance of proper running shoes. Maybe running on a treadmill might be a little bit more difficult than running on running outside. Maybe not on pavement, but definitely on trails. So I might experiment with some of those things in the near future. But anyways, happy. And also Lynn Finnegan. I can't believe so. Joshua Wu, Marnie Mitchell, and Lynn Finnegan, thank you so much. If you're wondering why you haven't got a personal thank you from me, it's because I put you into Twitter and I tried to search, and granted, I am not an expert, as everybody knows, who have spent some time with me on my running streams. I'm not an expert at social media, so I don't know, maybe there's a better way to find you, but just from your names, I couldn't find you. So I'm sorry that I haven't thanked you personally, and it's only because it looks like I hit my 5 miles and I'm starting my cool down. I'm probably running at 6.0 to start cooling down, and then I'm just gonna mute this now just because I'm doing my cool down. So this is the end of my 5-mile run today. So Marnie Mitchell, Joshua Wu, and Lynn Finnegan, thank you. Thank you also. I know Miko at least was here earlier, so thank you, Miko, for all of your support. I know that Texas Ben, I don't know if he was here, but thank you, Ben. And let's see. Oops. Just thank you to everybody. There's been so much support that I mean, everybody's name, I'm going to have to make a list and actually thank everybody in one of my streams, but really, seriously, thank you. I'm just absolutely humbled by the support, not only with people being here learning about SMA with me, but also from the financial perspective. Let's see, Dr. Reddington, sounds very clinical to me. Dr. Reddington, sorry, I saw that come in a little while ago. I didn't get to it right away, but I think that you're talking about the ability to conceive through alternative means of conception when you know that you're a carrier. And yes, it is. And I mean, that, again, these are all very personal choices about how far somebody's willing to go. But yes, absolutely. And Alex Daly, how many minutes did you run a 5K? So I haven't been doing, I haven't been measuring in kilometers. My treadmill measures in miles, so I've just been going with miles. 5K is 3.1 roughly miles. So my 5K, or just over 3 mile distance, is sort of around 26 minutes, kind of give or take right now. I do want to, sorry, I'm just smiling because I see Miko put a little smiley face. Thanks so much, Miko. I'm glad you're still here too. I didn't know if you were gone. I knew you were here earlier. But Miko's somebody who MePAC has generously donated. So, like I said, I'm blown away by the whole Meerkat family and all of the support that I found being able to talk about SMA and share something that that's very close to me and I care very much about, and also everybody's support. So thank you. I actually wanted to do a fast distance and see if I can get a really nice fast now that I'm getting more fit. I was active before I started training, so it's not like I was not active and then just started to be active. So I was definitely active before I started training, but I didn't have the run. And I think I'm going to just show my time for this.
61, 24 minutes, 5.24 miles, walking at 3.5, no incline.
So 5.24 miles in, what did I say? 48 minutes and some odd seconds. And I just said, oh, I missed it. I said bye. I said happy birthday, Charlie. Anyways, at the very end of my run, I said happy birthday, Charlie. So it looked like 48 and a bit minutes, just under 49 minutes for 5.24 miles or something like that. So I didn't take a picture of it. Sometimes when I run really fast, I'll take a picture of my distance just because I'm proud of it. But anyway, so that's my time. Oh my god, I just almost had a heart attack because I thought I got confused because I know that I need to save this stream so I can upload it to YouTube later. So anyways, I thought that I just closed my computer and I went, oh no, I just closed it and I didn't save it. Anyways, I'll be saving this stream, uploading it to YouTube later. If you have any friends who are interested to learn about SMA and want to point them in that direction. So I'm just in closing, I'm going to do 2 more things. So I'm just going to read a little bit about what SMA is, and SMA type 1 and how it affects people. And so there are 4 types of SMA. One of them, or type, my goodness, there are 4 types of SMA. SMA type 1 is the most severe type, and it's the one that is diagnosed earliest. Charlie has SMA type 1. Here we go. Must have closed it on my phone. Okay. So, SMA is a muscular disease passed on genetically to children by their parents. You cannot catch SMA by being around somebody who has it. It is a recessive genetic disease, meaning that both parents must carry a copy of the recessive SMA gene. There is only a 25% chance each pregnancy of the child having SMA, and a 75% chance each pregnancy that the child will be healthy. And we know that the child being healthy means that there's also that 50% chance that the child is a carrier of the SMA gene, however not affected by SMA. 1 out of 40 people is a carrier of this recessive gene. So this is all sort of some stuff that we discussed earlier. The brain is not affected, and they will have, and people with SMA test with average to above average intelligence, and Charlie's no exception. So for those of you who've seen some of her videos, she's an incredibly vibrant child and has the most hilarious sense of humor. Here's the other thing. So before I go further, there's one, so I've told this story a couple times. I told the story to my mom, or I think my mom watched one of my streams on YouTube because she wasn't able to catch my stream live. And she was dying laughing about the Brad Pitt comment. And she said, oh, you need to reach out to Brad Pitt to see if he wants to support either this campaign to teach people. I'm calling it a campaign. It's not as big as that, but because it really is just me talking to the 72 people. Oh my God, so cool. To everybody who's in the room and everyone who spent some time with me over the past hour here that I've been talking about SMA and showing videos of Charlie. And I was like, that's such a good idea. So I'm actually going to, I probably won't get to it today, but I'm going, especially because it's Charlie's birthday today, I think I'm going to write, I don't know how to get a hold, I know you can't just like look up Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in the phone book, but I'm sure that they have a Twitter account, whether they actually personally do it, and maybe tweet at them and just share, you know, a little bit about what we're doing, and especially share the story, because Charlie and her mom Sherry went out for lunch at Denny's the other day, or just a couple weeks ago now. And when the server brought their food, she said, "Can I get you anything else?" As servers often will when your food is brought. Sherry said, "No thanks, I'm fine." And Charlie goes, I want. And the server's kind of looking at her like, "Yeah, kid, like, what do you want?" And she's like, "I want Brad Pitt." And apparently, and this story makes me laugh every single time, apparently the server just really didn't miss a beat. And she was like, "Well, don't we all, honey? Don't we all want a Brad Pitt for ourselves?" So anyways, but Charlie just has the most amazing sense of humor. She's such a funny kid. Let's see, Alex Daly. How long do people with SMA live? It really depends. So I'll just do a quick run through this, Alex Daly, and then maybe that will give you some idea. Just to give you an example, when Charlie was diagnosed with SMA type 1, which is the most severe SMA and diagnosed earliest, she was only given 6 months to live. So Charlie is 6 years old today. So today's Charlie's birthday. If anybody wants to go to the Charlie's Angels Facebook page and wish her a happy birthday, I'm sure she would absolutely love that. Hashtag Meerkat or Meerfam or whatever, so that she knows that it's coming from people on Meerkat. But she would absolutely love, here, I'll just pull up my computer so you can see the Facebook, Charlie's Angels Facebook page. But I mean, she was only given 6 months to live when she was diagnosed at 6 years old, at 6 months old. People with SMA type 1 can live into their teens and early adulthood, but there are a lot of challenges in getting there, right? Facebook and Charlie's Angels. Okay, so this is the Charlie's Angels Facebook page. And if anybody wants to go and wish her a happy birthday on her wall there, I'm sure she would absolutely love that. And if anybody wants to donate, I have the bit.ly link right in there, and I'll also put it in just in the comments just before we wrap up. So okay, back to SMA and Alex Daly. This will also help answer your question. 1 out of 40 people is a carrier of this genetic disease, so the brain is not affected. Please do not make the mistake of treating them as mentally impaired. And also, you know, on Sherry's blog, she talks about just sort of some misconceptions that she runs into with people that she meets. You know, you see a little girl in a wheelchair, and sometimes people are either afraid to approach, or, you know, and you know, there have been situations where people have handled it in a way that just really isn't nice. I mean, I understand that people who have something that makes them physically different than what other people look like can be scary for some people, and some people don't react in a way that maybe they'd be proud of. And I mean, Sherry's encountered just the whole gamut. She's also encountered people who have reacted really wonderfully to, you know, just to SMA. But part of this is also if you see somebody with SMA, maybe after tuning into the stream, just raising awareness about it, you might have a little bit of a better understanding about some of the things that make them special and, you know, some of the challenges that they go through as well. So their bodies may not be perfect, but their minds are. And I keep, you know, reiterating that because Charlie is just so vibrant, such a funny freaking kid. SMA affects a child's muscular development. And the severity depends on the type of SMA the child has. There are 4 types, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The earlier the symptoms are noticed, the more severe the type of SMA. Type 1 is the most severe, affecting children while still in the womb or shortly after birth. And Charlie has SMA type 1.